Alright, noob nuts, what is up? So yes, today we're going to talk about the insidious, the ugly monstrosity that is the high kappa or Glock M4 mag adapter. For pistols, for Glocks, high kappas, there is the M4 mag adapter, which basically, when attached to HPA, allows you to run high cap, mid cap, mags, and that gives you the quantity of BBs you can have downrange. Please keep in mind that this mag adapter was never designed to simulate real steel firearms to be applicable in real-world tactical situations. It was conceived to purely adhere to airsoft gameplay where guns are understood as toys, and this also keeps pistols viable as a competitive option in tournament-based settings. Thank you. So yes, definitely a blasphemous proposition, but it gets the job done, right? So right now there are about 3 main brands on the market that you can buy for M4 adapters. One is Primary, the other one is TAPP, and the third one is Monk. And we are going to review all 3 of these mag adapters today. FYI, there are other smaller brands and workshops now getting on the wagon, such as JV Tactical here. There's also a relatively new Taiwanese brand called Poseidon that just announced their mag adapter. What's interesting about theirs is that with a slight adjustment, their mag adapter can fit both high kappa and Glock. So that's pretty dope. But their mag adapter for gelsoft looks the hottest though, in my opinion. I have to be honest, this video will be a little bit inconsistent because I actually haven't ordered the Monk M adapter yet. And tomorrow I need to ship out my TAPP adapter because someone has bought it. So then I will review the Monk adapter maybe a month at least from now, and then review it, record it, and then add that into this video. So like I said, it will be kind of inconsistent, but bear with me. Okay, so first we have the TAPP AIRSOFT M4 adapter right here. So I got the competition mode, and that means it comes with this flared out skirt, which allows you to load mags faster. So I have been running with this for quite a while now, so I can tell you I have a certain degree of experience with it, and it works fine. So a while back I have bought the Primary mag adapter because of some minute differences. Now this one is not assembled yet, as you can see, but I have used Mori's Primary M4 mag adapter on my AAP. They are both efficient at what they do. But it is the minute differences that I want to talk about here. So one thing for TAPP, now this is an earlier gen model. As you can see with TAPP, they come with this exposed mag release, which some people have said it can easily get caught on gear or things, and then you pull this out, you might lose the spring right here, which I get. It hasn't happened to me personally, but I definitely can see that happening. And also, if you see for this earlier gen model, there's a gap right here, and I actually messaged them about it, and they were like, yeah, that's part of the design. Finally, also here, the HPA input nozzle thing right here is like 90 degrees. So what that means is when you're playing with your hose, a lot of times it pokes out at a weird angle. And there are a few times where I'm playing, I'm running, and then like the hose like props up this way, which is super awkward. Now I know for TAPP, their newer gen models, they've solved some of the issues, such as the gap is gone, and also they lowered the angle of this HPA input nozzle. But I've seen design pictures of them putting a plastic protection plate around it, around the button, but I don't see it on their website yet. So what I'm saying is this protection buff plastic right here. Now one thing I do want to mention is that the mag catch inside, I don't know about the newer gen, but for this one, when I first got this, like after a few times loading and reloading, I noticed that for my mags right here, there'll be like a deep cut, a scratch. So then when I look inside this, it was very sharp, and it's built at like a 90-degree angle, meaning that when you press it, sometimes it will still have a corner poking out, and that will scratch the mag. So I actually had to personally sand it down. But for Primary, what you can see here is that here the mag catch is slimmer, and it's rounded at the corner, so it's not at a sharp 90 degrees. So what about the Primary adapter? Well, you can see that it's already at an angle, and as I've mentioned earlier, it's got plastic buff around the mag release button, so that's good. Things won't get caught on it. It's not assembled yet, but you can see that there's no gap. Now, I want to do a comparison of what this looks like on my high kappa. So if you see, when I put it in taps, you see how there's like this sort of weird angle gap right here, okay? You can see for primaries, it's quite snug. So right now between TAPP and primary, the functionalities are pretty much the same. It's the aesthetics and the small attention to details that sets them apart. So with that, I would say that primary comes out on top with almost every aspect, but you might think that TAPP is down and out for the count. That is just not true. So if you go to their website, you will notice that primary only offers you to buy their M4 mag adapters like this, meaning that you have to buy the M4 mag outer casing, the feeding tube and the nozzle and all that, and then assemble it. For TAPP, it comes with an option, already everything assembled. So just unbox it and it's ready to play. TAPP also offers a Cerakote option of which you can choose different colors and it will Cerakote your lower module. Thirdly, TAPP is the only one that offers a competition version of this, which it has the flared out skirt. Finally, let's see how they load. So you've seen me do it for a few times now, but right, okay, that works fine. Now let's see how it unloads. Okay, it drops. So this is PTS EPM1S. What about EPM1s? Okay, works fine. Drops, good. So what about primary? Let's look. Loads, does it drop? It doesn't, see that? So it's kind of tight. So you can't just press the mag release and the mag drops. It doesn't do that. Let's try the EPM1. 3, 2, 1, doesn't drop. TAPP, with its boxier design, is more industrial feel. Even with the Gen 2, I think it works, like I said, and it has solved some of the issues with the gap here, and then also the angled HPA nozzle intake right here. But the mag release is still exposed. And I'm not sure if they solved this issue on the inside. As for primary, it's more, I guess you can say, more organic. And I think just overall, the build quality and the aesthetics, how it looks with the gun, I think primary comes out on top. But with the option of Cerakoting the bottom module and with the competition mode coming from TAPP, as well as you can see how much easier it is to load and unload with the TAPP mag adapter. So it's definitely still has its benefits. And with that, we will see how Monk's M adapter will compete with these two brands on these aspects. And so it's been like more than a month since I recorded the first part with the TAPP and primary AIRSOFT mag adapters, right? And so yes, over here you can see we have the Monk M adapter. So I just want to be clear and be completely transparent that when I first started off recording for the first half of the video with primary and TAPP mag adapters, I wanted to do an honest review. So when I reached out to Monk, they hooked me up with this mag adapter. I guess you can say that this video is sponsored, but I wanted to continue on with an honest review of all mag adapters. I think Monk can hold its own when compared to these two, so everything will be okay. Let's find out. So first, you can see it comes in this box. Very beautiful. Yes, okay. And let's see if we open it up. It looks like this on the inside. Right, show you. So I think the whole box and the whole design is just really sleek, very simplistic, but I like that. Not too convoluted with things and colors, all flat black, that's just chic. And so let's take this out. Here you go. Set it up like this, okay. Leave this here. Here we have the Monk M adapter, and you can see it's pretty dope, right? At first glance, you definitely see the engraving of the logo. It is 3D printed, the receiver right here. The mag release is right here in the center, and you can see they got their little M logo right there, right? You see that? And also there's a Monk logo here. Right? So pretty cool, I like it. When I did the first part of the review, the mag adapters were for high kappa, both the TAPP AIRSOFT and also the primary AIRSOFT. When I went to Monk, it didn't make sense for me to buy 2 mag adapters for high kappa, so I decided to buy the Monk adapter for Glock so it can fit into my AAP. The good news is, watch. So when you put it in, it's a perfect fit. If you have the Glock mag adapter from primary, what will happen is that if you have a mag well on this AAP, it wouldn't fit. So either you have to take off the mag well or you have to shave off a little bit on the edges. You don't have to do that with Monk. As you can see, it fits perfect. Beautiful. I had to order my Monk adapter from SpeedTech. I got the email confirmation of my purchase on January 20th. I waited a couple weeks, but it never arrived, so I emailed them, and then that's when they told me that UPS didn't accept my zip code. My zip code was right, but it's just like they only know the 3-digit one because there's a 5-digit one. Finally, that went through. So I guess when you order, you just have to be a little bit more vigilant of your order. So if you don't hear anything back or if you don't receive it in time, just shoot them an email and they'll get back to you. If you remember, I don't have my TAPP adapter anymore, my Gen 1 TAPP adapter. I sold it, but the receiver was 3D printed just like Monk's. When compared to primaries, it's injection molded. So with that said, the structural integrity, it's very sturdy. So you could definitely run this through hell and back and I think it'll be fine. And also this is the ultralight Monk adapter, and so that means the mag is aluminum. So if you place this into the AAP, it's super light. When you have your Monk adapter, one thing you'll notice that the hose is at a 90-degree angle or almost 90-degree angle, just like TAPP's. So if you remember from my earlier recording, I said I prefer primary's hose angle, which is pointed down. So what I found out that works, and you can do this with Monk's adapter too, is that just leave your hose coming out of the backpack and loop around from the bottom. I tried to avoid that previously because I just feel like it will get caught up on something if you run a CQB field. It hasn't happened to me yet, but it just felt like it could happen. If you do that, you don't have to worry your hose plop up at an awkward angle. For what Monk is going here, having that angled mag, I think that is the only way, because either you have it here, or if you have it here, but then that will get into the way of you reloading. I think that is the only viable design choice. Let's continue on. So we have an ambidextrous mag release. Yeah, so if you see, primaries is on the left side, so it's suitable for right-handed players. So to make it ambidextrous, Monk put it in the middle. So I'm not an engineer, right? So I'm sure they had a reason of why to place the mag release button here. I would have thought that it would be more ergonomic if they had it here. But I guess it doesn't really matter, because when you're playing and if you're using the PTS mag or the BQB mag, you can just press it, the mag will drop, right? And then you can just load. When you're running mid-cap mags, PTS, EPM 1 and 1S, you get 120 to 250 rounds, so you won't need to reload that many times. Some people thought there might be feeding issues. I ran it for the first time yesterday in Tainan's Joby's BQB field, and it was fine. I didn't have any experience in misfeeding. To be precise, I did have a couple instances of misfeeding, but I attribute that to my new AAP as I'm still in the process of fine-tuning it. Now we can look at the price. With TAPP, if you remember, it comes with the competition mode, and it is the only one of these 3 that has color options. You can Cerakote the bottom module. For TAPP, over here you have the M4, which is $115. Without the magazine, will be $15 cheaper, so it'll be $100. For the competition mode, it's $125. Without the magazine, will be $110. Now, if we go to AAP and Glock adapters, so for AAP Glock adapter, it would be, for the M4, it's $155. Without the magazine, it's $135. If you go to the competition mode, it will be $165. Without the mag, would be $145. The Gen 2 solved the angle issue where the hose is connected, so they got it at a lower angle, and they also eliminated the gap between the magazine and the receiver. But from what I can see from the pictures, their mag release, it is still exposed, so you still got the potential risk of having it hooked up on gear and things and all that. All right, so next with primary, it is at a cheaper price tag at $85, but it does not have the competition mode with the flared out skirt. It does have, a buffered mag release. It is the only one though of these three that doesn't come with the magazine attached. So you have to buy it separately and then assemble it yourself. So then there are still extra costs that you need to add on. And finally, for Monk, what is interesting is that they have different distributors. So I bought it from SpeedTag. Of course, now there's Monk US and there's Monk Australia. And I guess it depends on where you are located geographically, but there are still minute price differences. So on SpeedTag, I bought the ultralight glock Monk adapter, and that was at 160 euros, which is how much in US dollar? It is like, I remember it was like 180 or something. But if you buy it from Monk US, it will be 160 US dollars, so slightly lower. But if you're in Taiwan, that actually equates to a lot more. So like it's like 5,021 NT if you buy it from SpeedTech. If you buy it from Monk US, it'll be 4,434. But that has a lot to do with US dollars depreciating and all that. But anyways, you have to keep in mind that this Monk adapter was designed specifically for competitive play, meaning that these are made for the fronts, the snake players, the flaggers that rushes the eggs and all that, running your pistols. Having an angled magazine gives you a smaller profile. You can run in compact spaces much easier, right? Comparatively speaking, let's say if we have a primary mag adapter, let's be fair, let's use the regular size. For the snake players, when they get into that gutter and when they get into that space, you see that the mag hits the ground, right? So they will have to sort of angle it and all that. But for monks, they can get much lower. So you can see the difference in how low the guns can get. It might not seem a lot to you if you don't play SPQB or other competitive plays, but this bit of difference means the whole world for these front players that needs to squeeze in tight spaces. Honest review, I think all three of these mag adapters, their functionalities are all sound, right? They offer the volume and the quantity of BBs for pistol players, and they make pistols a viable option in competitive play. But Monk is the only one that has an angled mag design, of which is designed specifically for competitive players. And so if you are a competitive player or want to be or want to try it out, this is the only one that offers you that advantage when you're fighting for those angles. So definitely one to look out for, because this is very unique in that aspect. Okay, let me know if I said anything wrong, if you disagree with anything, or if you agree, whatever, and let me know how you feel. And that's it. Noob is out, so I'll see you guys later.